Oh, say, can you say? Dr. Seuss. Said a book naming parrot named Huey. The words in this book are all fooey. When you say them, your lips will make slips and back flips, and your tongue may end up in St. Louis. Do you like fresh fish? It's just fine at Finney's Diner. Finney also has some fresher fish that's fresher and much finer. But his best fish is the freshest fish, and Finney says with pride, the freshest fish is Finney's, is my freshest fish French fried. So don't order the fresher fish at Finney's if you're wise. Yes, you'll say, fetch me the finest French fried, freshest fish that Finney fries. We have a dinosaur named Din. Din's thin, Din's doesn't have much skin, and the bones fall out of his front shin. Then we have to call in Pinner Blinn, who comes with his handy shin pin bin, and with a thin blim shinbone pin, Blinn pins Din's shin bones right back in. Bed spreaders spread spreads on beds. Bread spreaders spread breads on breads. And that bed spreader better watch out how he's spreading, or that bread spreader's sure going to butter his bedding. As he gobbled the cakes on his plates, the greedy ape said as he ate, the greener green grapes are, the keener keen apes are, to gobble green grapes, cakes, they're great. Lord, are you having trouble with saying this stuff? It's really quite easy for me. I just look in the mirror and see what I say, and then I just say what I see. You should leave your grox home when you travel by air. If you take him along, the charge double the fare, and your grox must be packed, yes, and locked up in a grox box, which costs much, much more than a little old fox box. So it's a lot cheaper to fly with your foxes than waste all that money on boxes for groxes. And what do you think costs more, a simple thimble or a single shingle? A simple thimble could cost less than a single shingle would, I guess. So I think that the single shingle should cost more than the simple thimble would. If you like to eat potato chips and chew pork chops on clipper ships, I suggest that you chew a few chips in a chop at Skipper Zip's Clipper Ship Chip Chop Shop. And if your tongue is getting queasy, don't give up. The next one is easy. There are so many things that you really should know, and that's why I'm bothering telling you so. You should know the first names of the Fuddnuddler brothers who like to pile each on the heads of the others. If you start at the top, there is Bipper and Bud and Skipper and Jipper and Jeffrey and Judd, Horatio, Horace, and Hendrix and Hud. And then come Dinwinky and Dinty and Dud. Also Fitzsimmon and Frederick and Fudd and Slinky and Stinky and Stewart and Stud, and down at the bottom is poor little Lud. But if Lud ever sneezes, his name will be Mud. We have two ducks, one blue, one black, and when a blue duck goes quack, quack, a black duck quickly quack, quacks back. The quacks, blue quacks, make quite a quacker, but black is quicker quacker backer. And speaking of quacks, reminds me of cracks and stacks and sacks and shacks and snacks. So, oh say, can you say, I have cracks in my shack, I have smoke in my stack, and I think there's a schmack on the sack on my back. Upon an island hard to reach, the east beast sits upon his beach. Upon the west beach sits the west beast. Each beach beast thinks It's the best beast. Which beast is best? Well, I thought at first that the east was best and that the west was worst. Then I looked again from the west to the east, and I liked the beast on the east beach least. Poor beast. Pete Briggs pats pigs. Briggs pats pink pigs. Briggs pats big pigs. Don't ask me why, it doesn't matter. Pete Briggs is a pink pig, big pig patter. Pete Briggs pats his big pink pigs all day. Don't ask me why, I cannot say. Then Pete puts his patted pigs away in his Pete Briggs pink pigs, big pigs, pig pen. Fritz needs Fred, and Fred needs Fritz. Fritz feeds Fred, and Fred feeds Fritz. Fred feeds Fritz with ritzy Fred food, and Fritz feeds Fred with ritzy Fritz food. And Fritz, when fed, has often said, I'm a Fred fed Fritz, and Fred's a Fritz Fred. Yes. Okay. How to tell the clots from a glotz? Well, the glotz, you will notice, has lots of black spots. The clots is quite different, with lots of black dots. But the big problem is that the spots on a glocks are about the same size as the dots on a clocks. So you first have to spot who the one with the dots is. Then it's easy to tell who the clots or the glots is. What would you rather be when you grow up? A cop in a cop's cup cap? Or a cupcake cook in a cupcake cook's cap? Or a fat flapjack flacker in a flat flapped jack cap? Or if you think you don't like cops' caps, flappers, or cupcake cooks' caps, maybe you're one of those choosy chaps who likes cookie captain's caps, perhaps. Well, when Blinn comes home tired from his work pinning shins, the happiest hour of old Blinn's day begins. Mr. Blinn is the father of musical twins, who, tucking twin instruments under their chins, lull their daddy to sleep with twin Blinn violins. And oh, say, can you say, far away in Berlin, a musical urchin named Gretchen von Schwinn has a blue-footed, true-footed, trick-fingered, slick-fingered, six-fingered, six-string, tin-shinned mandolin. If you hope to wash soup off a rope, simply scrub it with scrope. Scrope is so strong that no rope is too long. But if you should wish to wash soup off a hoop, I suggest that it's best to let your whole silly souped-up hoop soak in soapy cooper super soup off hoop soak suds. One year we had a Christmas brunch with Merry Christmas mush to munch, but I don't think you'd care for such. We didn't like to munch much. And speaking of Christmas, here are some great gifts to give your daddy. If your daddy's name is Jim, and if Jim swims, and if Jim's slim, the perfect Christmas gift for him is a set of Slim Jim swim fins. But if your daddy's name is Dwight, and he likes to look at birds at night, the gift for Dwight that might be right is the bright white bird flight night sight light. But never give your daddy a walrus. A walrus with whiskers is not a good pet, and a walrus which whispers is worse even yet. When a walrus whispers through though rough, wet whiskers, your poor daddy's ear will get blispers and bliskers. And that's almost enough of such stuff for one day. One more and you're finished. Oh, say, can you say? The storm starts when the drops start dropping. When the drops stop dropping, then the storm starts stopping. Oh, say, can you say?